Hello YouTube and welcome to another episode of The Cloudy Vape. In this video we're going to be talking about the Luxbox kit and also the Vixen Mini by Playboy Vapor. So let's take a look at it. Here is the Vixen Mini. This is just the clearomizer, top filling and bottom filling. So we'll look at that in a little bit, but let's look at the big guy, the Luxbox. So right away it is going to be a little reflective. You're probably going to see all of my junk in the background, but so Playboy Vapor, or Playboy, little Playboy logo, and there we go. Luxbox 150TC Luxury Vapor Starter Kit. This is kind of cool. It has a little bow tie, not too bad. So they do a great job at presenting their product. The presentation is very nice. It's the other side, same thing. Playboy Vapor, Playboy Premium Vapor. Okay, so little magnet box like this opens up to reveal a very silky look. Let's zoom in here a little bit like that. Bump up the light a little bit so you can see it. So very silky presentation, not too bad. So here is your tank, and here is your mod. So just a little bit about the mod. The sizing is going to be 85 millimeters by 75 by 25 millimeters. So it's a decent sized box mod. This is genuine leather, and if you can see, you can actually see the Playboy logo all embossed into this leather, and it is genuine leather. The only issue I see is it's seamed on the backside. So the seam on the backside is not that good. You have a Playboy logo on the button. You have a screen that kind of protrudes. Not a big fan of that. You have wattage up, wattage down, and that is going to be your main features. You have venting on the bottom. You have this little panel for your batteries, and this is what I will be talking about. I filmed it backwards, so this is kind of janky at first. It really only stays in place once you put your batteries in. So I'll get some batteries in a second, put that together. Venting on the top, spring-loaded 510, and all in all, it looks like a decent little mod. Not bad at all. Here's your tank. Just do a quick rundown of it. Glass drip tip. This actually does come out. It's just a little saturated right now. No top fill. You have tri airflow all around. A very large airflow inside of there. Man, I don't even know. Maybe 4 millimeters in height, 5 millimeters in width, 3 of those. So it's tri airflow. You have just a really basic markings on the bottom. Grommet style pin right there for your positive connection. This unscrews. It's going to be your coil or your base. You're going to have a grommet right there to seal off the tank. Your coils just swap in and out by unscrewing them like most. Not bad at all like that. So your juice channels are going to be really generous on these. These are 4 millimeter juice channels all the way around. You got 4 of them. Now you have a very large vertical coil, so you'll have a lot of airflow intake coming in. So that is that. That's all I'm really going to talk about down there. You do have TC. You do have Clapton style coils. You have 0.2 ohm Canthal, 0.5 ohm Canthal. The Clapton temperature sensing, and the regular NI200. Talking about the top part, you have your glass tank, also a grommet sealing that off. This is your chamber right here. This is all in one piece. Once you take this off, basically this and this is one piece from my understanding. This grommet just pops right down in there. It's a little juiced up. I was just using it, so it's a little juiced up. So that is that. Like I said, drip tip, a little bit of an engraving right there, and it's just a flat black. You also have the Playboy logo right there, the name and the logo. So really, that's all I'm going to talk about, the actual layout of this. We will plug in, or we'll pop in some batteries, look at the actual mod. But right now, let's take this out. So this comes out just like that. It reveals your manual, your NI200, and your 0.2 ohm canthal. So that's all that's going to be down there. Now, let's pause real quick, put in some batteries. Let me grab some batteries real quick. So now, the only indicators you're going to see inside of here, you're going to see a negative and you're going to see a positive. So when you're putting them in, basically your positive is going to go towards this side. So positive up towards this side, like that. Positive is up. Let's put the negative down on this side. Negative is down. You set them down like that. You want to basically pull the latch away and then slide it in. Pull the latch away, push down, and slide it in like that. And then once that's done, no battery rattle, no cage rattle, but at first it really bugged me because I thought, oh man, this little thing's going to be rattling. But nah, you know, no issues there. So, okay, so it did turn on automatically. So it will power as soon as you turn it on. This might be a little fogged over. I don't know if it's going to be clear enough to see that. Yeah, I guess you can see it. Okay, so you have wattage, you have ohms and voltage, and then of course you have a battery indicator right on the edge. Now, in order to lock it or unlock it, you would press both of these at the same time. Now that's going to lock it. You see a little lock indicator right here by my finger I'm tapping. So that'll lock it. Unlock it. Now if you want to power it off, 5 clicks. Oh, nope. Okay. It is off. 5 clicks turns it on. It's going to say Playboy. Okay. Now there's no atomizer on it, but basically to cycle between temp and wattage, you just do 3 clicks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Not bad at all. Now to cycle Fahrenheit, or you can go Fahrenheit, I believe if you go all the way up, it's going to say max, go all the way down. It's going to say minimum. Minimum, okay. Turn it back up. Now press both of these at the same time. It will lock it again. Press them both at the same time, it will unlock it. Now if you press the up button and the power button at the same time, it's going to switch the screen orientation. Do it again, it'll switch the screen orientation. If you press down and power, nothing happens. Nothing at all. So from my understanding, at least from what I've read, there's no way to adjust like wattage while you're in temperature. You basically, you set your degrees and that is all you're really working off of. So now I've put in a NI200 clear miser in this just to test it out. Basically, from my understanding, I don't see any way to, or in the manual, I don't see any way to adjust like wattage while you're in this. I believe it's all in an auto feature. So as you, basically, the higher you set the temperature, the higher the wattage is going to go. So as you do it, if you look closely, it's going to try to basically, you know, adjust as needed. So if you go up or down, it's going to adjust as needed. You turn it down lower, and it kind of has a pulsing going on. So you know, that is that. Not bad at all. So those are the you know, main features for this this deck, or this mod. So that is that's essentially the Vixen Mini. I'm sorry, the kit itself. You know, just the quickest breakdown of it. It has some cool features. The auto temp, it's a little weird in my book. I would much rather have the ability to adjust those wattages, and you know, that could just be, maybe I'm just being dumb and I'm not reading this correctly. But from my understanding, in temperature mode, you're only able to adjust the actual degrees. And I also don't believe there is a Celsius. Again, those are just from what I'm seeing in this and after using it. Don't believe there's a Celsius in here. If there is, please correct me. Also, don't believe there is a way to adjust wattage while in temperature mode. I think it's all auto. And again, by looking at this little manual, that is what I'm getting out of that. So, that is a quick rundown of the Luxbox. So, let's real quickly take a look at the Vixen Mini, which is, you know, it's the, it's like the little sister, little brother of the actual kit. So, pop this apart. Let's look at it like this. So this is very nice. And also on the kit, you have a lot of good info on here. Just explains it really well. Really good packaging. And right here, it'll say your juice capacity. It just has, you know, good packaging on it. Not too bad. So in here, you're going to get, let me turn it this way. You're going to see the little logo right there. Let me bump down that light right there. There we go. So you see the logo, little bunny logo right there. Now this is a different drip tip right here if you want it. You have your extra coil in here. I believe this is the temperature coil. Let me see. Yep, this is the NI200 that comes with it. Now the Cantho one will be installed already. Pop that apart, and I don't think there's anything else behind here. Let's see. Yeah, there is just a little manual. Talks a little bit about the tank. Probably will give you just a breakdown. It is cool that they do tell you how to prime these coils. That is always nice. And it does, just so I don't have to break it down too much, you can see how it breaks down. So that is that. Very cool. Yeah, it's just a good packaging. All around good packaging. It's presented well. Regardless if the product works or not. They did a great job packaging. So this is going to be like your kind of goldish brass look, darker glass right here, a little bit darker glass. Same deal as the other one. This drip tip, this does come out right here. This is like a little, oh, what is it? No, it actually doesn't come out. So it's basically inverted, an inverted 510. That's so weird. It does not come out. That's interesting. So basically these glass drip tips are all you're going to be able to use on these, which is cool. They come with the second one. Let's real quickly look at this top fill. You got top fill right there. Very generous top filling holes. Don't go in the center, go into the sides. And that just unscrews like that. So that's going to be what I would say makes this one way better than the one that comes with the kit. But the one that comes with the kit performs exactly the same. You're just not going to get that top fill option. And if you look at it, it's essentially the same thing. You have your grommet, you have your chamber, your chimney. It's all just going to go in there. So just like that, top fill, drip tip, and again, if you see right there, that is one piece. So you're kind of stuck with using their drip tips. And from my understanding, these are special sized drip tips. But like I said, they come with an extra one in this little mini. Airflow is going to be exactly the same. Adjustable airflow all the way around. Huge 4mm by 5mm tri-airflow. Coils are exactly the same. Going to have 4mm juice flow channels going in. 4mm juice flow channels all around. Vertical coils. Organic cotton in there. You have a grommet down here to seal off the tank. Press fitted pin on the bottom for your positive connection. Threading for your coil. That's going to be it. So that is the quick rundown of the Vixen Mini. Personally, I like this one a little bit better than the one with the kit, like I keep saying. But yeah, let's look at the comparison of the two. Not bad at all. You're almost doubling the capacity in this one. Getting about 4.5 mils, 4.2, 4.5. You're going to get about 2-3 mils on this one. So you're getting more capacity out of this one, but you get top fill on this one. So they kind of balance out. But like I said, they're essentially the same thing. These drip tips do interchange. So if you get the kit and you want to get this one also, they do interchange. So that's a thought. However, this drip tip does come out. From my understanding, you can actually use the drip tip. You can use other drip tips. But for this Vixen Mini, it seems like you're going to be stuck with this type of drip tip. Now, that's not to say that... Let's try this. No, I was going to say maybe that you can put a drip tip into that glass. No, you cannot. So it is an oversized thing. That's a little annoying, but yeah. So those are the tanks, and that is all. Let's talk about it. All right, let's talk a little bit about this Luxbox, the kit, and also the Vixen Mini. So let's just start off from top to bottom on this Luxbox as far as things I like and dislike. Let's start with likes first. I like the cohesiveness of the style, just the whole branding all over it. I'm not a big fan of the Playboy brand, so to speak, but the fact that they kind of let this brand go through the whole thing, that's cool. It's definitely cool. You know, you have the Playboy logo on everything, so it kind of just makes it look good as far as looks. So that's just looks good, no problem. You know, the leather grip is nice. Again, not a big fan of the branding on it, but the leather grip is a nice touch. I have not used a mod with leather gripping, so it is a nice touch. And I'll get to dislikes, don't worry. But as far as the actual tank for likes, I like that the coil head wicks really well. No big issues there. All of the coil heads work really well. Personally, I like the Kanthal one the best, so that's going to be me. Not a big fan of that Clapton one, or it's actually, it says it's labeled Captain. I don't know if that was a typo or something. But it's labeled Captain and not Clapton, but it is a Clapton. So I do like this 0.5 ohm Kanthal the best. Don't like the 0.2 ohm Kanthal. Not really a big fan of the NI200. Again, but that's just my style of vaping. I enjoy Kanthal over nickel. Not a big fan of temperature. Really enjoy this drip tip. I've been a big fan of companies that release glass drip tips. The Cryas tank by OBS has that. A few other sub tanks I also have that. The airflow is nice. You can get tons of airflow, or you can get a little bit of airflow. You can adjust it. You can shut it off. The tri airflow type thing. And overall, it's a nice device. Holds a good battery life. You know, I have a dual 18650 in here, and I can run it, 6 hours. Easily with no, and that's vaping at about 60-70 watts solid. Now let's talk about the dislikes real quick, then we'll vape on it a little bit. Dislikes, I'm not really a fan of just this real basic, the screen kind of just pops out like this. It's probably hard to see, but no. The screen kind of just protrudes up like all the buttons do, so it's weird. It kind of feels like it's one of the buttons. It's on the same level as the buttons, so that's something I'm not really a big fan of. The buttons are nice and clicky. I really enjoy the minimalistic features inside of this chip. I haven't really looked at which chip this is or what it is or whatever. I like the real quick hot swapping to temperature. 3 clicks of the button lets you swap to temperature. That's cool, but again, I'm talking about dislikes. As far as dislikes on the tank, not a big fan of no top fill, and that's probably about it. That's why I do prefer the Vixen Mini over the one in the kit. The top fill on here is just non-existent, and it's kind of annoying to try to hold the glass into place, just keep it into place while you fill it up, and it's a little annoying for me. So that's just something. Again, back to the good things. I'm trying to go back and forth because I'm just remembering in my head. The coils, again, work well. The only issue I did find is the bottom part right here. When you're putting your batteries in, it's a little janky. Until you actually get your batteries in, then it's almost like spring loaded. Then it holds on tight. But when you first, you put your batteries in, it kind of just wiggles. And it can be kind of annoying. So that's just one thing. But yeah, those are my biggest dislikes for this one. Real quick, just talking about this one. I personally like this one more than the original or the actual one that comes with the kit. I really have no quirks with this one. Really nice. The coils work well. Top filling, and it's just a solid quick clearmizer. I wouldn't say that the performance of these clearmizers are like outstanding. They're not a game changer at all, but they do work decent for what they are, and they wick really well because you have a 4 millimeter, I believe 4 millimeter juice flow 4 millimeters all around. So you're definitely going to get good wicking. So that is just a thought about that. Let's have a little vape on some Kanthal. Nope. Oh, turned it down. I turned it down. Come on, turn it back up. Oh yes. That makes me realize it doesn't save wattage. I have to say that. It does not save wattage. So right here. Well, I can show you up close. So right now, what is it? 38 watts. Okay, and I'm going to switch it to temperature mode. 1, 2, 3. Now it's in temperature mode. So it's at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Fire it, and then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Come on, 1, 2, 3. Alright, when you switch it back and forth between temp and wattage, it clears your wattage. It clears what your original setting was on both. So it has no memory. That's just something that kind of bugs me a little bit. Not a big deal. It just reminds me to use it when I need to. So that is that. And then also when you power it off, like right now it's set to 37 watts. Power it off. Turn it back on. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't save wattage. So I know that's a little thing that bugs me. Might not bug everybody, but that bugs me. So let's get that to where it needs to be. But the vapor production is crazy. I mean, that's 37 watts, 0.5 ohm, and it's still good flavor. It's still really good flavor. If I showed you up close, the coil, the diameter of the coil is just 6 millimeters or something. It's crazy. So, my overall thoughts. For a TC mod, for the kit, I don't know if it's worth the price point that it's at. I thought I heard, and this is the last time I checked, I thought I heard it was around $100, higher than $100 for this kit. I don't know if it's worth that. I personally think that the Kanthal Vapor experience, the experience with Kanthal is very nice. I'm not a big fan of the experience with nickel, but that you have to take that with a grain of salt, because my opinion and my experience with Kanthal is I don't enjoy vaping on nickel. So you're not gonna you might want to watch a review with somebody who vapes on nickel a lot, and they can tell you a little bit better of their experience with the nickel coils. I'm just not a big fan of it, so I can't really give a good. I feel like I don't have a good opinion on NI200, if that makes sense. I did have something very important, and I can't remember what it was. What was it? What was it? When I fired it up, I remembered. Okay, so, and this is the last thing. So, the last thing on this. When you fire it, it has a ramp-up time, almost like a pulseless modulation. But if you watch, I'm going to fire it. What is that? Maybe one second delay. I mean, that again, that might not bug people, but that kind of bugs me. So just wanted to mention that. But definitely, if you see like this, you kind of have to let it ramp up a little bit. But the performance once it's going, oh, just great. And you can see the bubbles coming up. This is a Max VG. I'm using a Smurf Cake by Vape Wild. The performance is top notch. It is a good vape. It is a very good vape. It is not a subpar clear miser at all. It is a very good experience. You're going to get a very good satiating vape out of this. You can close it off if you want. And I mean, 30 watts, you can get that much vapor reduction, 30, 35 watts. This is rated up to 70 watts if you want to on this coil head, this 0.5 ohm. I don't really need to do that. As you can see, I can get ridiculous vapor reduction, thick, dense vapor, and it's good for me. It's good for me. So, yeah, so bring it all together. I think the mod is an average mod. They make it look really good with this leather, and it does feel good in the hand. It is a very nice form-fitting mod. The functionality is very minimalistic. That's what I enjoy. Really like the functionality. Very simple. No, you don't have to be a rocket science to function this. Real clicky type thing. Very nice. So as far as that goes, the mod itself, like I said, I don't feel like it's worth the price it is. But the quality and the functionality is what I really enjoy. The tank, really, airflow is great. Performance is great on the coils. And that's that. Excuse me, Cody. Sorry about the burp. As far as this one, basically, it is the same exact tank. Same exact coil heads. The big difference on this, you're going to have less juice capacity and you're going to have top filling. And that's really the biggest difference on here. So for convenience sake, I like this one better. The only thing is, so this is a 2.5 mil juice capacity, and I believe this is closer to like 4.2. So that is all. As far as getting one, I would definitely be recommending getting it if it's in your price range. But I feel, you could probably piece together something different. But, if you're a big fan of the Playboy brand, I would definitely say get it because it is a decent device. It's not going to be a outstanding, you're not looking at it's not a high end, even though it is high priced. But, put it all together, it's a pretty good device. So that is my final thoughts about that. That is a 10-minute rant about it. But hopefully you enjoyed the up close part first, and then you got to hear me rant at the end. So definitely a big shout out to Vapor Beast, Playboy Vapor, and also Kelvin, which is the manufacturer in China. Big shout out to all you guys for sending this out. Thank you so much. And that is all. Going to wrap up this review, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you like my videos in general, please subscribe. And as always, stay classy and keep vaping.